Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Norn9 Bark Hummins. We are still on Koharu and Senri's path, and we just got Senri's door fixed so he can have a little bit of privacy now. Although he promises not to be a shut-in any longer, and he's getting a little bit possessive of Koharu, which is really cute. So we'll continue on with building their relationship. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Someone I like. I didn't really understand what Mr. Senri was saying, or why he decided to bring it up, but I did know that he was very, very serious. Someone I like. I really like everybody who is on the ship. Huh? Just like you said, they're all really nice, and I think they're wonderful people. Oh, and I even made friends with all the girls too. Every day is lots of fun. I'm so happy I got to come here. But thinking that we all have to leave someday makes me feel really sad, though. Mr. Senri? Oh. Huh? Mr. Senri? Mr. Senri turned and shuffled into his room. For some reason, he looked kind of listless. Does he not feel special to her? Oh dear, did I say something insensitive? I hope he isn't going to stay in there and not come back out again.
Yep, he is hopeless.
Unfortunately, my misgivings proved to be right on the mark. Mr. Senri would come out to eat, but that was it. He spent the rest of the day hiding behind his new door. I could use my key to unlock it and go see him, but somehow I thought that would just make him even more mad. Hesitant and unsure what was the right thing to do, I was stuck not doing anything at all. For an instant, I thought it was my own sigh. When I looked beside me, though, I noticed the gloomy look on Mikoto's face. Such a big sigh. What's wrong?
Not much, though I see that you have some rather large bags forming under your eyes, too.
Really?
You too, Nanami. What is wrong with you?
I didn't say anything.
I have been around you long enough to know when you are depressed without you needing to speak.
Are you both troubled by something?
Well, why would you think I would allow myself to be troubled by something?
You wouldn't?
Of course not. Rather than let it bother me, I would act to fix it. Time does not care about us, so do not let it tick away. Do not waste your time being troubled.
Wow, I knew that you would know how to deal with things, Mikoto. As for me, I'm constantly worrying about stuff. I'm constantly worrying that something I say will make someone hate me, or that I'm being a bother, so I feel like I can't really be me. Being with other people is quite difficult.
I can agree with that.
You do? Really?
Yup. When I don't have to do anything, it's a relief. However, even in those situations, I still end up with regrets.
Yes, it's like that for me too.
If only they could understand everything without us having to talk it out. Never mind.
You're right, though. I feel like everything would be great if our feelings were just directly conveyed to them. Putting your feelings into words is difficult, and it takes a lot of courage.
What? So you all just want to be plain and boring?
Itsuki!
Man, it seems that young maidens these days are carrying all kinds of concerns.
Itsuki, please don't tell anyone what we were talking about.
What to do, what to do?
Are you serious?
Seriously, you two? Can't you be cuter when you're trying to hide your embarrassment? Jeez, it's a joke. I've come here to save all you worried maidens.
Save us?
Ignore him. He has far too much time on his hands. He simply wishes to tease us all. What? That's not it at all. I'm on your side. It's so boring on this ship. Kagami, you even lack the endurance to keep up your lies for long. Hey, I'm fine either way. Killing time or evil lies or whatever, I'm good with it. No, it is not fine. Ah, I've got a plain old Amidakuji or ghost leg aim. Choose whichever one you feel like. I've got a bad feeling about this. Itsuki, what are you up to? Hey, if you're not going to choose, I'll just choose for you and tell you the results. I know that you are up to something, but I hate having people choose something for me. Give it to me. Alrighty, thank you very much. And the results are... very interesting.
Itsuki, what are the results?
Well, let's not give it away just yet.
What? You are not going to tell us the results? So this was Kagami's plan to kill time. It's our fault for giving him more attention.
I see. What an annoying man. We should leave you two.
Oh, yes. Excuse me, Itsuki.
Okay, bye now. I shall give you the results tonight then. Oh, this is just the beginning of the dream sequence again, so I can skip it.
I don't feel like I managed to explain everything properly to them. I'm not very sure what's going on, but I think I'm somehow in the fairy tale of Snow White. I guess I should just follow how the story goes. Well, here I am in the forest. Oh dear, where would the dwarfs be? I think that is where I'm supposed to go next. If I'm supposed to find the most important person to me, and I'm Snow White, that would be the prince, right? I wonder if Mr. Senri is here too. I had seen Mikoto, Nanami, and a cat that sort of seemed like Mr. Itsuki. Was it just the four of us here, or were there others? If Mr. Senri is here, I hope he didn't get left alone somewhere. He must be very frightened if he is.
Is that you, Koharu?
Mr. Sakuya! Mr. Sakuya, that outfit!
Wrong prince, he's not your prince. Oh, what's this? When I came to, I was already wearing it. It is quite gaudy, isn't it? Not my taste at all, I must say.
No, I think it looks really nice on you.
You have a very lovely dress on yourself, Koharu. Are you headed off on a stroll?
Yeah.
By the way, have you seen Mikoto? She left some time ago, but it seems that she forgot one of her shoes.
Mikoto? I think I saw her running off in that direction.
Running? I see. Well, I guess I shouldn't wander off randomly looking for her. I need to devise a search plan if I hope to find her.
She looked really pretty, you know. She was in a pure white dress. She seemed almost like a princess right out of a fairy tale.
Oh, really? I think I would like to see her in that dress. It sounds quite lovely.
Mr. Sakuya's smile was small, but it was a very happy one. Now that I think about it, somebody did say that Mr. Sakuya was a childhood friend of Mikoto's. But when we all paired off, Mikoto chose Mr. Itsuki, so they hadn't been spending as much time together. I still saw Mr. Sakuya watching over her from time to time, though. Mikoto must be very important to Mr. Sakuya. Mr. Sakuya, you wouldn't happen to have seen Mr. Senri around anywhere, would you?
Yes, that's right. You and he were partners. I hear that you two have gotten rather close. What with you baking sweets for him, and the two of you fixing his door together.
Yeah, if Mr. Senri is here somewhere, I'd really like to go find him if I can.
Do you say that out of concern for him, because he is your partner?
Well, we are partners, yes, but you are making it sound like I'm looking for him because it's some kind of duty I have to follow. But I'm not doing this because I have to. I want to be with him. And if there's anything I can do to help him, I want to do that too. Oh dear, this is so hard to explain. How can I make everything clearer? Oh, I know. I'm very worried for Mr. Senri.
Worried?
Yeah, it can get very lonely being stuck in a place you don't know all by yourself. I don't want Mr. Senri to have to go through that. I'm just as concerned about him and his situation as you are about Mikoto.
The same as I,
Yeah.
That is rather unfortunate, actually.
Huh?
My own feelings are quite the sordid mess, you know. Oh well, be that as it may, I have seen no one here but you. My apologies.
No, that's okay.
Well then, I wish us both luck in finding the one whom we seek. Good day.
Mr. Sakuya left. I wonder what he means when he said his feelings are a sordid mess. It sounds kinda bad.
Oh boy, obsession in a man can be a really scary thing. I hope I don't ever end up like him.
Mr. Itsuki!
What, still hanging around here? If you don't hurry, morning will come.
I know, but I don't know where I should go next. I know I'm supposed to go to the dwarf's hut in the forest, but I'm worried that Mr. Senri is stuck all alone somewhere too.
You know, I like that you're so upfront about everything, Koharu. That's an attractive trait. But I think you need to be a little more, well, perceptive, shall we say.
Perceptive?
There are a lot of different lakes in the world. Right now you're hanging around in the shallow end of the pool.
Shallow lake. I wasn't sure what Mr. Itsuki meant by that. I opened my mouth to ask, or at least I tried to. Somehow my lips were stuck tight together, like they had been sewn shut.
So, I think I'll close that pretty mouth up. The only words you'll be able to speak in this place are words of love. Earlier, I told you to find the person most important to you, right? There was something I forgot to add to that. The consequences if you don't. If you mess up and can't find him, I'll leave you trapped here. You'll be stuck in this dream forever, all by your lonesome. You don't want that, do you?
Alone? I'll be alone again?
I won't be utterly heartless, though. Here, I'll send you to the hut. Good luck, Koharu.
Ow! Owie! Where am I? Oh, this must be the dwarf's forest hut.
And Senri's a Hyoko again.
Oh dear, I really can't say anything at all, can I? How am I supposed to finish the story when I'm like this? Peep. I guess the dwarves in this dream are actually Hyokos? But I don't remember seeing this particular one on the ship anywhere. Peep? Oh no! Since I can't talk, how am I going to answer him? Suddenly, Mr. Itsuki's words sprung to my mind.
There was something I forgot to add to that. The consequences if you don't. If you mess up and can't find him, I'll leave you trapped in here. You'll be stuck in this dream forever, all by your lonesome. You don't want that, do you?
If I didn't find my important person, I wouldn't be allowed to leave. But I couldn't speak, so I couldn't call that person's name. I couldn't even ask anyone where to find him. But... who is my important person in the first place? Everyone on the ship is important to me. Peep. Mikoto and Nanami were the first girls I'd ever made friends with. In fact, everyone on the ship were my very first friends.
Oh, Senri wants to comfort her.
Is that not good enough? Will I have to go back to being alone, stuck in this dream forever? Without ever seeing Mr. Senri again?
Say Senri's name? Yes, say Senri's name. Shoo!
Mr. Senri. I tried to say his name, but the sound wouldn't come out. That made me feel sadder than ever.
Aww. Don't cry.
Mr. Senri!
Seeing you look so sad makes me...
Huh? For a moment, I thought I heard Mr. Senri talking to me. I looked all around the tiny little hut, but the only ones there were me and the Hyoko. Was I just imagining it? Someone knocked on the door. It could be another Hyoko dwarf. There were supposed to be 7 of them in the story after all, but it felt weird for someone to knock on the door of their own house. it was too early for the prince to show up too. He wasn't supposed to come until after Snow White fell into her deep sleep. He was the one who would wake her with a kiss and sweep her away to the castle to live happily ever after. Maybe it's... Snow White has to fall into a deep sleep for the story to go right. It happens after she eats a poison apple. And the one who brings it...
Chapter 5. So Yuiga has to put her... because Yuiga is the poison apple.
Beep. It could be the witch. I have to answer it in order to follow the story, don't I? Nanami! Thank goodness it's only Nanami. I feel so much better.
I have a request.
A request? What is it?
Why aren't you saying anything?
I'm sorry. Right now my voice doesn't work for some reason. Beep, beep. Mr. Hyoko, I mean, dwarf.
Uh-huh. I'm hunting a wolf right now, but he's proving harder to catch than I anticipated.
Wait a minute. Little Red Riding Hood is hunting the big bad wolf? Isn't it supposed to be... Oh dear, I think Nanami doesn't really understand her role too well at all.
I want to use the Hyoko as bait for a trap. Oh no!
Beep, beep! No, you can't use poor Mr. Hyoko as bait to catch a wolf. That would be too cruel.
I'm not asking it for free. I saw a stranger lurking around here earlier. I'll offer my protection from him.
A stranger?
In exchange for the Hyoko.
Beep! 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 No, I'm sorry. You can't use poor Mr. Hyoko. He's not wolf food. I picked up Mr. Hyoko and hugged him to my chest as I ran out of the hut, away from Nanami.
I don't think you have to run away from her. You could just, hold him, hug him for, showing that you're protecting.
Huh?
Trying to run away from a shinobi. You know better than that, Koharu. But it is rather cute.
I think this should be far enough. Nanami! How? I thought I ran much faster than she could.
Against you, this isn't even a challenge as a game of tag. Give me the Hyoko. Don't worry, I won't hurt it. I'll only tie it up, maybe toss it around. It won't get hurt at all. Probably. This is so messed up.
Nanami reached for poor Mr. Hyoko, but I hunched over, holding him more tightly to my chest.
Oh, don't suffocate him.
Beep! Suddenly, Mr. Hyoko started squirming, wriggling his way out of my arms. With a hop and a jump, he quickly disappeared into the undergrowth. Mr. Hyoko, wait! Where are you going? I clutched Nanami's arm and held on for all I was worth. I may not have been able to speak, but I could definitely act to help Mr. Hyoko. Please, Nanami, you have to reconsider. Don't use poor Mr. Hyoko as bait. It's not like you to do such mean things to someone else.
Wah! That voice. What the hell is one of those stupid things doing out here? You wouldn't be able to use Hyoko Senri as bait. He's scared of him.
Ah, that's... Mr. Akito! Oh, is he supposed to be Mr. Big Bad Wolf?
I finally found you. You won't escape me that easily.
Phew, we're saved. Peep, 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 peep. Thank you, Mr. Hyoko. It was you who saved us both. Riding to the rescue right when I need him. You're almost like Mr. Senri, Mr. Hyoko. With apologies to Mr. Akito, I think it's best if we both got away from here right away. Phew, we certainly have run a long way. I hope we'll be able to find our way back to the hut, okay? Oh dear, I think we're lost, Mr. Hyoko. Let's try going back the way we came. Peep! It's okay, don't worry. We'll find our way. Peep? Yes, I'm sure we will. Strange, neither of us can speak normally. but it feels like Mr. Hyoko and I are actually having a conversation. Yuiga?
What's wrong? Can't you talk?
I nodded vigorously.
Aw, poor thing. Although that's less Snow White and more like the Little Mermaid.
Oh, it looks like Yuiga knows that I'm supposed to be Snow White.
Hey, Koharu, you aren't hungry, are you?
Hungry? No. I can't say that I'm particularly hungry right now.
Want a bite of something sweet?
Yuiga? Weird. He isn't acting like his usual self.
See, there's something I'd like you to taste.
Taste? Oh no!
Me. Come here, Snow White.
Yuiga grabbed me by the arms and pulled me close, a big smile on his face.
Here I have to resist.
Oh my gosh, I'm so scared!
Aren't you a feisty one, Snow White? I'd love to play for a while, but I'm afraid we don't have that kind of time. There, there. You don't have to be so afraid. This won't hurt a bit. But it might be a little breathtaking.
Peep! Mr. Hyoko!
Well, if it isn't a meddlesome little dwarf. It's not your scene yet, so why don't you just exit the stage, eh?
Peep!
Koharu, are you okay?
Mr. Masamune!
Well, damn, here comes the prince. Guess I'll have to look for another opportunity later. Thank God I got here before you took a bite out of that poison apple.
Mr. Masamune! What was all that about? Yuiga certainly wasn't acting like himself. He was really scary, actually.
Koharu, these woods are dangerous. You shouldn't stay out here. Come back with me to my castle.
His castle? And what is he wearing?
What are you wearing?
Could Mr. Masamune be the prince who's supposed to rescue Snow White? He wakes her up with a kiss and takes her to his castle where they get married and live happily ever after. That's how the story of Snow White goes. But what about Mr. Senri? Where is he? What part is he playing? I knelt down and wrote the name Senri in the dirt.
Senri? Who's that?
Something is definitely wrong here. Everyone is acting so strangely.
Come, Snow White. We must leave before the witch's poison apple henchman comes back. Of course we're not going to go with him. What's wrong?
I don't want to. You can't be the real Mr. Masamune if you've forgotten about Mr. Senri. Peep, peep, peep!
Koharu, where are you going?
I clutched Mr. Hyoko to my chest and took off running. I didn't look back. Nanami being cruel to poor Mr. Hyoko, Yuiga acting strange and scary, Mr. Masamune forgetting all about Mr. Senri. Something was wrong, very, very wrong. I ran and ran. Even after I got tired, fear wouldn't let me stop. I kept going, running deeper into the forest. How could Mr. Masamune forget all about Mr. Senri like that? Oh my gosh! What if, just like how Mr. Masamune forgot about him, Mr. Senri has forgotten all about me? Once I find him, how will I make him remember me? Beep. Where am I? I don't think I've ever come to this place before. The tree.
Hey, whoa. You're not supposed to be here.
Huh? That voice. Eee! When I came to, I was lying in a cool, dark place. It was very quiet, except for the distant sound of dripping water. I guess that means I'm deep underground. Are you okay, Mr. Hyoko? Mr. Hyoko! Mr. Hyoko is gone! I had been holding him to my chest this whole time, but now he was gone. Trapped in the darkness, I let out a wordless scream. Mr. Hyoko! Oh no! Did I accidentally let go of him when I fell down that hole? Mr. Hyoko! What am I going to do? Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Hyoko. I wasn't able to keep you safe. I couldn't keep Mr. Hyoko safe. I couldn't find Mr. Senri.
Koharu. Why is he a one-winged angel?
Mr. Senri! Have you been trapped in this darkness too? Oh, I'm so sorry. I wanted to find you sooner, but I couldn't.
Even now, you still keep worrying about only me. Try worrying about yourself a little.
Mr. Senri, you can hear me?
Of course I can. Why wouldn't I? It's your voice.
Mr. Senri!
I'm sorry you had to go through this. I'm sorry I couldn't rescue you.
No, it's okay. I had Mr. Hyoko with me. Well, I used to, but then I messed up and dropped him when I fell into this hole.
Wait, no, don't cry. Please, I'm fine. Really, I'm totally fine.
What?
That little Hyoko, that pathetic thing that couldn't do anything to protect you, was me.
You were Mr. Hyoko? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that at all.
Anyway, what was Toya and Yuiga? Ugh, I can't believe either of those two. They were both acting like they had some kind of claim to you. Jerks. How entitled. How despicable of them. And Yuiga thought he was an apple? Really? That makes no sense whatsoever. I guess both of them do have deceptive appearances, so that fits. But Toya, trying to lure you to some castle for your own protection, that's fraudulent marriage.
Fraudulent marriage?
How old does he think he is playing Prince? 5? Yeesh, I have no idea what's got into either of those two.
Hearing Mr. Senri's voice really helped calm my nerves. It really was him. Everyone else was acting strange and quite unlike themselves, but Mr. Senri was still his usual self.
It's not fair at all that they both got to touch you like that. Not when I haven't. Are you getting bold, Senri?
Oh my gosh! What's going on? Eep! My feet can't feel the ground. I'm so scared.
Open your eyes.
Oh. Oh, wow! How beautiful! We're flying, aren't we? You have wings, Mr. Senri. That's so amazing.
I'm just glad that I've done something that put a smile on your face. Before you said I was good at making you happy. I thought the same thing back then, too. But you're always smiling. You'll show your smile for practically anyone. That made me think that what I'd done wasn't really all that special to you. I also figured that since you were perpetually happy, that you weren't the type to cry easily. But now I understand, even though I was turned into a Hyoko that couldn't speak at all. I still wanted to help you, to protect you. I've never felt like that before. Koharu, I really like you, Koharu. A lot.
Mr. Senri. I like you too, Mr. Senri. A whole lot. Suddenly, everything around us brightened, like dawn breaking over the horizon. Morning. Wow, that was a super crazy dream. It was just a dream, but for some reason I feel even more tired than when I went to sleep. Wait a minute. What did I dream about again? It's all so fuzzy now I can barely remember anything.
Could you maybe not just fall back asleep?
Mr. Senri! I hurriedly sat up and tossed the covers back. Mr. Senri blinked and then quickly turned around so that he wasn't looking at me. Is it because I'm only in my pajamas?
I see you had the room to yourself last night.
Yeah. We are on the ship again, right? This isn't the dream anymore. I woke up, I think. But why is Mr. Senri here? Oh dear! Did I crawl into bed with Mr. Senri again?
You did not. Relax.
What?
I don't have to hear your thoughts to know you were worried that you wound up in bed with me.
Oh, right. I was... I didn't, did I?
No, you didn't.
Now that I think about it, it's our team's turn to cook today. I looked at the clock in the room. It was well past the time when I should have met up with everyone. Apparently I'd overslept and Mr. Senri had come to get me. It looks like the little white lie we told to Mr. Masamune will actually be true this time.
You're always up long before me. Why did you have to pick today of all days to oversleep?
I'm sorry. For some reason, Mr. Senri was emphasizing today. Was today some sort of special day? Was there some special engagement that I missed today? If so, I'm really very sorry.
No, there wasn't a special engagement. Something important came up, so I came to see you right away. That's all. I have something I must tell you immediately.
Mr. Senri.
I don't want anyone else to get here first. I will not get caught flat-footed again like in that dream.
The dream?
May I turn around now?
Oh, yes, of course. I could tell that Mr. Senri was very nervous. I patted my hair into shape and sat down on the bed in a proper posture.
I had the worst dream ever last night. I was stuck in an embarrassing form. I was chased as if I was bait. It was terrible. But there was a bright spot in it. What do you think of me?
Mr. Senri had asked me something like this before, right after we finished fixing his door. He had wanted to know if I liked anyone. This time he specified himself with his question. The answer was obvious, of course. Just like back then, well, I like you. But before the words came out of my mouth, I remembered what I told him in the dream.
The only words you'll be able to speak in this place are words of love. Koharu?
Yes? I held back a shiver. I wasn't used to hearing him say my name. In fact, I think this was the first time he had ever done it. I felt happy, tingly, and embarrassed all at once. It was a strange but pleasant feeling. Wait, no, this isn't the first time he said my name. He said it when...
Koharu, I love you, Koharu.
He said he... Too embarrassed to stand it anymore, I dove back underneath the covers.
Huh? What's wrong? Why did you do that? Koharu! Why don't you say anything to me?
Me? Why do you keep asking me that?
Because I want to know.
It's just the same thing he asked me before. My answer is exactly the same. It should be anyway, so why is it so hard for me to say it?
Has your answer... has it changed at all?
Huh?
I realized that I asked you a similar question the other day. You said you liked me. Have your feelings changed at all since then?
I wouldn't ever hate Mr. Senri, that's for certain. I do like him, so that means my feelings haven't changed. They wouldn't. I have to hurry and answer him, or this will start feeling awkward. They haven't changed. I still like you, Mr. Senri. Strange. Why do I feel like I just told a terrible lie? It wasn't. At least I didn't think it was.
Ah, I see.
I guess that must have been all Mr. Senri needed to hear, because he turned and left.
Oh, Koharu. Senri, man, what's wrong? Your personal gloom cloud is like 3 times darker than normal. Morning, Koharu. What was that for?
Nothing. I'm sorry.
Oh, shoot. Actually, I just realized I'm a little bit over. Okay, so, we're ending this video here on a bit of a disappointed note. Get it together, you two. Alright, so anyway, I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.